Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining Donna E. Taylor Ministries for another edition of Prophetic Empowerment, where we educate, enlighten, and empower the people of God by answering questions about prophetic ministry. Today, we will address the question: should prophets avoid hanging around with people all the time? And the answer to the question is yes. Prophets should avoid hanging around with people all the time because, in the long run, it will affect the prophet's ministry. And that's why prophets have to make the choice to choose to be alone and be okay with being by themselves. The prophet's main focus should be to stay consecrated, committed to prayer, and living a fasted lifestyle so that they can hear from God more clearly. But if the prophet is hanging around with people all the time, then it may cause them to become influenced by human opinions rather than by the Spirit's voice. When prophets hang around with people all the time, then it may cause the prophet to become a people pleaser. And if God gives the prophet an unpopular word to speak, or if God tells the prophet to do an unpopular thing, then the prophet may be more concerned with pleasing people rather than being obedient and pleasing God. When prophets hang around with people all the time, then it may cause people to become too familiar with them. And then people will begin to focus more on the prophet's human imperfections rather than the divine messages that they carry. When prophets hang around with people all the time, then they will begin to know things about people. And if God gives the prophet a word for them, then it may not be received because the person's going to think that it's because of what the prophet already knows about them. Prophets cannot, and I repeat, prophets cannot hang around with people all the time and then turn around and try to minister prophetically to them too. Now listen, prophets are called to maintain high standards of truth, and they cannot allow hanging around with people all the time to have a negative effect on that mission. If you are a prophet under the sound of my voice, and if you have way too many people in your life right now, then you may need to start pulling yourself away from people so that you can be effective in every area of your prophetic ministry. Now, I pray that I have answered this question in a way that you now have a better understanding and a deeper knowledge on the subject. Should prophets avoid hanging around with people all the time? Now, if this video has enlightened you or empowered you in any way, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, God bless.